Lawyers of Reddit, what's the craziest thing one of your clients has gotten away with? Guy driving 120 miles per hour in a 60. Got dismissed because his wife was murdered and stuffed in a closet and was driving back home to look for his kids. Kids were okay. Okay, so this is very tame but is an actual case I worked on. One of my clients was seeking Social Security widower's benefits. What he didn't mention is that he hadn't seen his wife in 25 years. Or that she was alive, lol. He got regular disability in the end, and we didn't tell him that his wife was alive for her safety. Not a lawyer but knew a lawyer who got his very high-level Middle Eastern organized crime figure client off a 300 kilograms heroin importation on the basis that he thought he was being sent gold bricks and not bricks of heroin. They were wrapped in foil and he never checked weight or what was inside. Reasonable doubt lol. The client was a personal injury attorney. I wasn't the lawyer on the case, but I worked on it. The lawyer was sued by a former client, because the lawyer in question, during their personal injury case, began an affair with his client's wife. Months later the affair was discovered and the client went after him for damages, claiming the lawyer damaged their personal injury case by having his focus elsewhere. Also wanted compensation for nasty divorce. While the lawyer lost his license for a year, he was able to escape an order to pay damages to his former client. Visited my post-conviction client in prison. He was in segregation. I asked him why and he said he stabbed his co-defendant. I expressed concern and he said, "Don't worry, it's going to go away. I saw the charging document so I know he was charged. I'll be damned if it didn't just go away." I asked 0 questions. No, a lawyer connected to people on the O.J. Simpson case. Apparently the white Bronco had lots of blood in it, both of Nicole and Ron Goldman. Also their blood in O.J.'s house from him tracking it in on his shoes. For some reason, the police screwed up and it was inadmissible. It was 1984. I had a drunken driving arrest with a blood level of .18. Asked around and found the crooked lawyer linked with the crooked judge. Paid $1,000. Cash to the lawyer, went to trial and was able to plead nolo and keep my license. The guys before and after me went to the chain gang. The judge was smoking while on the bench. Cobb County, Georgia. A few weeks later I finally went to AA and cleaned up my life. Now I have 39 years sober. I'm not a lawyer, my mom's a lawyer. One of the clients at her firm got away with insurance fraud for setting a car on fire for the 3rd time. This was the 3rd time one of his cars mysteriously bursted into flames in a span of like 8 years. All the evidence pointed toward insurance fraud. My mom still has no idea how he got away with it. Not my clients, but I've seen many civil cases where someone allegedly stole $1M plus and nothing happens because the defendant is uncollectible and the state considers it a civil matter. Not to mention the countless times this happens in business with no penalty. I had a lawyer friend that got a guy off of a solid DUI based on some technicality. He was very pleased with the outcome and said this should bring in a lot of new business after his client spread the word on beating the case, as a lot of people drive drunk where he lives. Not a lawyer, but Buddy is. Cops pulled over guy actually driving drunk for running a stop sign. Lawyer drove out to the rural intersection and took pictures. There was no stop sign, therefore no PC and case dismissed. Not his lawyer, but a second striker who was facing an attempted murder charge for shooting someone in the back of the head. He ended up taking a deal for possession of stolen property. The gun used in the shooting was stolen. Instead of a 25 to life sentence, he received 3 years. He didn't get all the way away but did get away from anything resembling the attempted murder charge. That was some pretty good lawyering. I knew a guy that got his child porn conviction overturned on a technicality regarding unwarranted searches. Guy was in one of my college classes trying to become a lawyer. Eating their baby, cannibalism is not illegal and the baby was born dead, went to trial to get it home and eat it. Everyone was sick about the situation but there was no crime committed. As a lawyer, I can't imagine many, if any, scenarios where it would be ethical to share something like this. LOL. Even if my client was like, sure, tell whoever you want, it raises more problems than just confidentiality. No responsible lawyer is going to answer this, even behind an anonymous username. Nice try, Attorney Discipline Board. I had a client on his 5th DUI. The guy was so hammered that he called 911 when he got pulled over thinking it was his mother. There was a recording. I got the case dismissed because the cop pulled him over for an unsignaled lane change when 2 lanes merged into one. The judge ruled that under the law, he didn't have to signal because he was the sole occupant of the lane at the time the 2 lanes merged into one, so it wasn't a lane change requiring signaling. LOL. I like how everyone here starts off with not a lawyer but face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. This isn't exactly crazy but shows that a technicality can help you get away with something. A lady I used to work with was arrested for DUI just after midnight one weekend. At like 12:30 a.m. On the arrest write-up or citation or whatever, the officer accidentally wrote that it occurred at 12:30 p.m. Her lawyer saw this and the charge was completely thrown out when she went to court.